The last time I gave a reading at a university was in an art gallery, and at the back of the, just right directly in front of me, actually, from the podium, was a painting of a guy with a gun, just like this. So I'm sitting up here, and this is a whole lot more serene. I'll take this. Well, I'm going to read some poems from Praise Nothing, and then I think I'm going to read a couple new poems, if that's okay. I've not test-driven them yet, so you'll have to give me some notes after. The poems in Praise Nothing are really about issues of faith and doubt that I've experienced my whole life. I'm going to talk a little bit about that during the reading. Really, the quest is to try and find language that can find a way to address what transcends us, to find ways to maybe even make language transcendent. I don't know if that's actually possible, but that's why poetry is a project. Perhaps we can find ways of doing that through the poems. I'm going to start with, I only have one poem about Los Angeles, or that mentions Los Angeles, so I thought I would start with that. It's called Heaven Has Nothing But Distance. And when my grandfather was 19 years old, he didn't grow up in a Christian home, a religious home. He said he felt called by the Holy Spirit to leave his house at 19 and move to Los Angeles and become a street preacher. And so at 19 years old, he left everything, hopped a train from Topeka with just a brown bag with a sandwich and an apple, and took the train to Los Angeles and started a career in ministry at 19 years old. Can you all hear me okay? Okay. So the poem is trying to figure out what would possess a 19-year-old kid to do that. Heaven has nothing but distance. Maybe it was enough to believe the zodiac's blazing entirety would be cast from the sky, an effortless handful of salt scattered to the Kansas plains' red wheat. Out west, souls every day were shedding their earthly inheritance. The refused histories of cause and effect, blight, hunger with a trace of Santa Fe railway coal dusting grocers' displays. And so my grandfather, too, who, having left Topeka for Los Angeles' early sprawl, exits the train station's dim into day's white flash and takes one step onto his upturned apple crate. A new Bible in his palm, he begins to explain why all things are fire, what it is that makes you ache awake. Once, on a gritty city beach in California, with flies, stinking strands of rotting kelp, styrofoam, he and I sat watching a gull choir, first eyeball, then swoop, then peck, almost in unison. Something tangled in a blue tarp, washed in above the tide's pull. A drowning victim, maybe a vagrant. And though we were unable to see what was there, when he put his hand in mine, I could not even begin to count all the things I wished to believe in. And that is how it would be if what I remembered was as true as the waves landing. But now there is only the lungless hot breath of LA on my cheek, the cries of gulls, their wings ruffling into flight. The night after his memorial, someone dug into Kansas silt loam, dug a hole, dropped into it the plastic baggie with his ashen remains. Nothing then but distance in every direction. Above us, a satellite's beacon begged the horizon for home. The heaven scales measured the darkness, and that was all.